When we think of distance, we think of straight line distance. What is the shortest possible path between 2 points? The distance formula allows us to measure any distance between any 2 points on the plane. This formula comes from the Pythagorean theorem, and additionally, this is how we think of distance in a normal metric setting, or in the standard sense. Let's derive the formula real fast from the Pythagorean theorem. First, suppose we're given 2 points on the xy plane. Let this point be x1, y1, and let this point over here be x2, y2. And we want to go ahead and find the distance between these 2 points. From this situation, we can form a right triangle by adding in this point here, which we're going to call the third point, but it's going to have coordinates x2, y1. Now, connecting everything with straight lines, we obtain a right triangle. Let's call the distance between the point x1 and x2 is going to be a. And we're going to call the distance between the point y2 and y1 b. Then again, the Pythagorean theorem gives us that a squared plus b squared is going to be equal to c squared, in this case c being the hypotenuse. Taking the square root of both sides, we're going to get c is equal to only the positive square root of a squared plus b squared, because we don't want distance to be a negative number. And what we just found was that a is given by the difference in our x values, and b is given by the difference in our y values, where we take the absolute value of both. Then the distance between our points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is going to be equal to the square root of the absolute value of x2 minus x1 plus the absolute value of y2 minus y1. One thing to note is, since we have this number to the raised to the second power, this is always a positive number, so we can in fact drop the absolute value signs. This is because any number squared is a positive number. Let's summarize the distance formula one more time. So we say that the distance between the points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is given by the following number. Let's compute the distance between 2 points on the plane. This is example 2. Let's let this first point be our x1, y1. We'll let the second point be our x2, y2. We're just going to plug this directly into our equation. And we're going to get then the distance is going to be equal to the square root of 11 minus 1 raised to the second power plus 9 minus 4 raised to the second power. Simplifying, we get 10 squared plus 5 squared, and this is going to be equal to the square root of 125. We can simplify this a little bit by noticing that this is the same thing as the square root of 25 times the square root of 5, which is equal to 5 times the square root of 5.